What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Micah Diaz. For those of you who don't know, I like to build cars, drive them fast. This is my oldest brother, Steven Garcia, baby.
Yeah, how you doing?
Listen, we're bringing back test drive. If you guys have been a part of the channel for like a really long time, you saw me drive my old buddy Brad's Cressida back in the day. Well, we thought like, hey, we need more content. We should start this, and there's nobody better to do it with than you. This is my older brother. It's been a big part of me getting into cars. Him, my mom, my other brother Jonathan as well. It's kind of a family thing, and right behind us is his 50s GMC, right?
Yeah.
50 GMC pickup truck, Gunner.
Yeah, 1953 GMC.
The way the good Lord intended. Laid out and prayed out, dog. So there's a big backstory with you and this style of truck. Mom and Dad, you were younger, about 18-ish, right? 16?
15.
15? They bought you a truck
Yeah.
that didn't run, and they said if you can fix it, you can drive it?
Yeah, basically they threw me the keys, alongside put in the truck, popped the hood, motors all, the head's off of it, grease everywhere, and they're like, yeah, you can take it to high school once you get it going.
That's a Mike Diaz play right there.
I never got to drive it to high school, never got it going. So it didn't get going until I was out of high school, but everybody knew about it because that's all I ever talked about.
Yeah.
50, my truck, how it's going to be badass.
Never made it. But look at you now. You've had, what, 3 different trucks? 3 of these?
Yeah.
That have been like the completion. So that first truck you completed.
Well, basically this truck, the 50, it's been one of those trucks that started my whole fabrication career, basically, because it's like I had to figure out how to put a Camaro front clip on it. That's something I couldn't afford to pay somebody to do it, so I had to figure out how to do it.
Yeah.
Something Nono came and helped me, showed me how to do an X-frame and line it all up and get all the wheels straight and test driving and all of that. So that's basically how I learned how to do front clips and independent, and we went on a race. My neighbors used to pump me all the time. They're the father and son team.
The GTO boys. I remember
GTO.
that.
Yeah.
What was his name? Chad. Chad with the GTO.
Yeah, Chad with the GTO.
Tried to race you.
They would come down every time I'd be working in the garage with the garage door open, and they would rev on me as they drive by. And then finally they heard me start it up. And they were like, hey, let's race. His dad came and said, race my son, race my son. I was like, damn, I'm not even ready. I haven't test driven it. I haven't done nothing yet for it, you know.
You can't turn down a race.
So I took everything that was gonna fall off, the hood, the bed, all the wood pieces that I had just laying in there as mock-up, took all that off. Went down the street to go race them. I thought it was just gonna be me and his son. We went and got the whole damn neighborhood. Everybody lined up out there.
Nice.
We went down the street to Julio. From Julio to our street, it's a quarter mile.
Nice.
So we both took off. Julio flagged us down. We raced out. I went first gear, second gear. I started sliding like that. He started leading. And then when I hit second, my truck came back, slid this way and straightened out, and I caught up to him. I beat him right at the end.
Nice.
And everybody's like, well, maybe Steve did do a good job, you know?
Neighborhood legend.
Yeah, and then I parked my truck. I ran back to talk to everybody, and then after that, I came back to my truck. I'm looking at my truck, and it's crooked. I'm like, damn, what the hell's wrong with my truck? I looked down in the frame. The whole frame was bent. But back then, I used a stock rails.
Yeah, and they're just little C-channels. They're not.
C-channel and the leaf spring. And the differential was so bent that it left bolt holes in the drive shaft.
Hell yeah.
Almost lost the whole rear end.
Dude.
Broke it in pieces on that race.
This is like real life Dominic Toretto.
And then I cut it off, 4-linked it, bagged it, and that's when the 4x4 square tube and all that crazy 4-link stuff I was doing back then.
All the heavy duty stuff.
Yeah, and that's where that came from, because I was like, I'm not twisting it again.
And here we are.
So now we're independent now, fully independent rear, independent front. This is a whole, each truck took me to another level, another level.
For sure.
And this is another one. This is probably like the furthest I got up in levels so far. So
yeah, I think we've all kind of like done that, like even with myself with the Beamers, like had the same 3 Series family of car, but yeah, every time you get rid of one, the next one becomes even gnarlier. So this is essentially what, like the 3rd iteration on the 50s truck for you?
I would say the 3rd one. This truck has the LS carbureted and all that.
Yeah. I just want to like reiterate that like you are mostly self-taught in almost everything that you do.
Yeah, it's a broke thing.
Yeah, it's a poor thing.
I can't afford to pay somebody to do it, so I got to do it myself and figure out how to do it.
But it's turned you into like one of the greatest fabricators I know.
Like, I don't know about that, but
well, as far as like arts and stuff, like
yeah, I mean,
there's nobody who has like the vision you have, the art style you have. Like even this truck you've done already. There's art pieces all over this truck.
Oh, yeah.
You're an artist, and your pencil is a welder,
right?
And your paper is sheet metal and rods and all that stuff. And it's like I haven't seen anybody at least touch you on like art stuff at all.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody has room for improvement on welding and stuff. But the art that you have, that's a mind, the creativity that you have behind it is unparalleled. I haven't seen it anywhere.
If we could draw it, we could build it.
Yeah, it's freaking sick. So Steven is a huge fabricator. There's a whole fab shop in the backyard. A lot of stuff is old school too. It's all done by hand, and hammers and sandbags, and eventually you got into the pneumatic stuff and the rollers and English wheels.
Yeah, you got a little more money.
Yeah, you got a little bit more money to buy some more equipment, which you always have really invested in yourself. And you've always bought like presses and stamps and all kinds of like tools. There's always tools with you. Yeah. But now here we are. So 53 GMC Chevy pickup. You've kind of evolved from where you went. The first truck inline six or V8?
All my trucks have always been V8s.
V8s.
So the first one was just a 350, second one was a 383. Now this is the LS.
The LS. So we've been pushing my brother Jonathan to go LS forever, and he won't.
Still won't do it.
He won't do it.
Old school.
He did 350 for a while. Now he's big block, which we'll probably go do a test drive with his truck if he'll let us drive it. That's the hard part.
Yeah, right.
It's funny because my brothers, they're in the same exact world. You guys are in the hot rod world, but they are on complete opposite sides of the spectrum. You're all rusted out and fabricated, daddy, and he's like powder coat and polish, daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you guys couldn't be further apart when it comes to building trucks. But both trucks are sick. That's the thing. It's like you've taken your route, he's taken his route, and both of them are beautiful. The magazines, the online features, and all kinds of stuff. Let's talk about the body, because I'm looking at it real quick. You have done quite a bit of fabrication work, especially in the fender department. Obviously, the front grille is completely redone. You got this big old mustache you did. This is all done by hand?
Yeah, what this is the top layer is still the stock GMC style. I added about 4 inches to it to make it a little wider, and then of course added the mustache style. And then the grille's all hand fabricated, something different.
Yeah.
The bumpers are lowered, so everything looks slammed. You can check these out, little teardrop blinkers. These,
signals.
Yeah, they came off of the top of a dually truck. I got 10-inch headlights. These are originally they're only 8-inch, so these are 10-inch Ford headlights.
Yeah, you widened this whole fender, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't widen the hood, you didn't widen the cab, but with the stance of the wheels and everything you wanted.
Well, that takes you back to the white truck. So that one, I narrowed everything. And at 80 miles an hour, I started getting a sway.
Yeah.
This one, I'm leaving all the suspension in, this width, how it is, and I'm gonna make the truck fit it.
Yeah.
And that's why you got 3 inches wider inside now. And then we doubled the running boards to make them wider, and then same thing with the rear end.
So your running boards are also?
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're doubled. So I took two sets of running boards to make one running board.
Oh yeah, you can see there's a weld.
See the weld right there,
all the way down the center. It's sick because you know what really is what it looks like is what it should be.
Right.
Like the trucks are super narrow back then, and then immediately after this, you get into like the late '50s trucks. They start to get wider, and then the early '60s are even wider than that.
Yeah.
I feel like these are like almost like mini trucks when they start off. They're so small, like everything's so compact, and then as you widen them up a little bit, like.
Yeah, it definitely makes every other
Changes
truck look anorexic, skinny.
Yeah.
Like this thing looks just wide body and just flat on the ground. You'll see it when it rolls. You can see the width, especially when you sit next to another stock truck.
Yeah, sitting next to a stock truck, you would definitely see the difference. A bunch of stuff going on in the bed. This is kind of one of the coolest things of this truck is that a lot of guys, when you slam a truck, you have to C-notch the frame, and then what happens is you get the straight axle to sit into that C-notch, but then the bed has to rise, or you have a C-notch like protruding through your bed, which looks ugly. And so, Steven, you decided to throw what rear end in this?
It's a 2015 Camaro independent rear end. So it comes with the 14-inch Brembo brakes, 10-inch rear end. It's all aluminum. Pretty sweet.
So you took the subframe and you ran it into those 4x4 rails.
Yeah, 4x4 square tubing to a 74 Camaro front clip.
So this is a flat subframe under here, independent suspension with a differential in the center. It's sick because you've been able to maintain the depth of the bed and the flatness, and then you and Roman, my nephew, your son,
Yep.
You guys hand carved all this wood, right?
Yeah, he's 8 years old, carving in the kitchen on a rainy day. We sat there and hand chipped every little piece of this. And then Mom came home and saw chips everywhere and was asking what the hell we're doing. But the end result,
Building a truck.
yeah.
We're building a truck in the house.
looks pretty crazy. It's one and these are handrails. I made this whole boater. This is the handrails that come, you know, from a staircase.
Oh yeah, they sure are.
Yeah.
Those are handrails. Oh,
So-
that's freaking sick.
Just little stuff.
This is what it is, man. This is how you get to where you are. It's innovation. It's thinking outside the box, like what could work. And honestly, if you never pointed out that those are handrails, I would have never noticed. I was just
Right.
like, oh, this is a really nice piece of metal.
Right.
It's a handrail.
Yeah.
And then moving into the tailgate, this is kind of a special tailgate, right?
Yeah,
So,
this is-
well, let me do this. So the tailgate's pretty sick on this truck. I'll have you explain it right now. But Steven, early on, you got into bikes. You were building choppers. You did some stuff with diamond chassis.
Diamond chassis.
Suge Knight. You built bikes for all kinds of crazy. But the whole bike background, you wanted to be able to load a
Yeah.
bike in the back of your truck.
Oh, yeah.
So show them.
Bike and a truck combo.
You have to.
This is basically it.
The tailgate turn into a ramp. So it's not the biggest, longest ramp out there, but you can definitely run a bike straight into the bed.
Yeah,
of
when
this
you
truck.
lift the front of the air ride up and slam the back, it gets a nice little radius. So you can just
Oh, there you go. Yeah, that'll do it.
get a nice run in there.
But now as you build bikes and all that, you have a sick truck to deliver them in.
Yeah.
Like, here you guys go. Here's your bike. See you later.
Everything's modified, and even the little latches and stuff on there, you know, that hold it down.
Always up to something.
Everything's custom.
Nothing has not been touched. Let's look at that motor. Show this hood prop.
This engine was inspired by you, really.
Yeah?
After going on a test drive with you and the BMW right here in the background.
Oh, because we did the winter's rear end.
Yeah.
We did the diff, and then I was like, let's go for a ride.
After launching down that back street, it was just like, damn,
You're like,
LS, I'm sold.
that's the motor.
Yeah.
The cool thing though is that like mine's all modern. I have like the big plastic intake manifold on it. I have all my wires exposed and all that. You have managed, obviously, with your creativity, to figure out how to make it still look relatively old school.
This whole thing is no wires. I didn't want any wires exposed. Just clean as possible. No pulleys. Just clean as could be. You know, still have that, I would say, 70s look, that 350 70s look. You know.
Yeah.
So a lot of people think I took a 350 and made it look like an LS, but it's actually LS that looks like a 350.
Yeah, no, it looks pretty raw. Like you look at that and you're like, oh, that's a sick motor. Like it doesn't look like. I know what an LS looks like, but when you first glance at it, it's like, is that an LS? And then you have to look at, the shape of the heads and the water ports and all that in the front end of the motor. Like you've done a really good job making it simple. All of because this runs on a Holley system, right?
Yeah, it's just a regular Holley carburetor, just an MSD box. It's the really simplest way you could do without having a lot of electrical and everything. I mean, literally, 3 wires to run this whole motor?
Yeah, it's very simple.
Compared to a computer, and you gotta have it flash, and I didn't want to do all that and pay $800 to have it tuned.
Yeah.
It's just easier to throw a carburetor and an intake on it and let's go.
Yeah.
MSD box, less issues. Everything's hidden. The coil packs are on the side of the block going up. It's got the Baca overflows and all that crazy stuff.
Oh,
in it.
yeah.
And then that crazy air filter.
That's right. You got those tequila recessed revolver. Are those actually plumbed in, or are those just sitting there with?
Right now they're just overflows.
Oh, okay. So they're plumbed in.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick, dude. Again, like there's nothing on here that isn't like an art piece. It's
Right.
all art. You even look at the hat on top of your carburetor. Art. Your hood prop. Art. Like
Yeah, all the
of it.
sheet metal inside, you can't really tell. It looks stock, but that's all handmade, and the inner fenders, and I made it wrap into the electric fan and all that.
You even did your headers, all of that stuff.
Yeah, all the headers are stainless steel, 3-inch all the way back. The resonator, that's how it got that sick little wrap at the end,
So sick, dude. Like you've done a really good job at like taking something that's old school and not losing the old school feel
Right.
of it, but modernizing it at the same time.
Right.
It's sick. So this is actually a LQ4, right?
Yeah.
So 6.0 iron block from the junkyard.
From Walker 400. Yeah, they hooked me up with it.
Oh, Walker 400 got you?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah.
And then the trans is a LS trans, auto trans? What
It's
trans?
just a 400
Turbo?
trans, brand new, yeah, from Jegs.
Turbo 400, and then you got the Camaro diff.
Yeah.
It's a pretty solid combo.
Yeah.
And you can fire this and drive it
Every day.
every day if you
Every
wanted
day.
to.
Yeah. That's what I love about it. You could just get in and go.
Listen
don't
to us, Jonathan.
You don't have to
Listen
worry
to
about
us. My brother, dude.
Yeah.
You won't listen. So again, with the art stuff, moving into the wheel package,
Oh,
you've
yeah.
taken some freedoms there, if you will.
Yeah, and another thing, that's another one that Roman helped me out. He charged me 5 Pokemon packs to sit there and we cut every bullet by hand and then knocked them out around a bolt and threaded them in there.
5 Pokemon card packs
Yep.
to get your wheels done. I think that's a good deal.
Yeah, that's a pretty good
That's
deal.
a great deal. You made a bargain, dude. You gotta teach that kid business.
These wheels I got at the drag races for 150 bucks.
Oh, okay.
And the guy wanted 400. I told him no, and I came back at the end of the day with the $150. I said, hey, I'll take them. He goes, all right, here's yours. So I wheeled these out. Really didn't have an idea of what I was gonna do with them.
You just wanted them. You saw them and you're
Yeah,
like, oh,
I'm like
sick.
22s. They didn't fit. The bolt pattern was off. I didn't care. Jason at Will repaired the new lug pattern for me. This is the only thing left of my Morris Minor, the hubcap. And then I got the 45 shells in there. There's 144 shells all the way around.
You spent 45 ain't cheap.
No.
You spent some money on that.
Oh, yeah.
And then you had to buy Pokemon card packs.
Yeah.
Expensive wheels, dude.
Oh yeah.
Custom, dog.
Custom. And then the tires came from you know who?
Dandy.
Andy. Yeah.
The man, dude.
Yeah. He hooked me up with the tires.
Dandy's Tires. Freaking love that guy. He's right down the road. Not too far
Yeah.
from here. Okay. Side mirrors, air vents, fenders, front bumper. I think the only thing that's stock on this is your doors, huh?
Yeah.
Doors and your
Yeah.
cab.
Yeah.
But you've done all this stuff. Safari windows. This was not a factory setup.
no.
You
No.
did all of this.
Yeah.
The frame.
These are all made with, I made it on with a torch and welded 2 bars on a table and bent them all by hand grinded them. It's all stainless frames. So it's a 5 window. So that's what I wanted to start with.
Yeah. So, before we get started, sorry for cussing, but your brake and gas pedal are pretty gnarly, huh?
Yeah.
That's
Those are all handmade on a mill. Literally sat there with a bit and just left and right and cut them all out, hand milled them. And then this gun, I bought all the little parts, the handle and the base, but everything else I made out of stainless, the barrel, everything. All this is all handmade out of stainless.
that's rowdy. So you didn't start with a gun. You
No, I
made a
actually
gun.
made a gun from scratch.
It doesn't work.
Everything's welded. It's got bullets in the chamber and everything.
And then you've got just basic interior, obviously, beside the whole floor. Well, the cool thing about these too is that you made these. You manufactured them,
Yeah,
right? So people can actually buy them.
Yeah, I got them. I got them for sale. Yeah.
So hit up Steven on IG and if you're interested in some pedals.
Yeah, this has got the little cool old school light switch. So you pull it down, on, off like the electric fan.
Nice. That's for your fan?
No, this is for my lights, my
Oh,
headlights.
this is for your headlights?
Off and on,
Nice. It's just a freaking ceiling fan puller.
Yeah.
That's dope.
And then I got this on eBay. This is a Merc steering wheel with a Chevy emblem.
That's pretty sick.
Yeah, I like
And then
it.
regular dash,
Mhm.
basic Chevy stuff. So it's a GMC truck, but
Yeah,
obviously
all the gauges are hidden inside the actual vent. So you got all your fuel, your water, your temp, everything's inside there.
guys, you pop that thing open and you can see them all.
Yeah, just got the old school 4 switches for the airbags, up, down. These are your fronts and your backs.
This thing's sick, dude.
Yeah, it's simple. I like stuff just simple, and it just works. Easy stuff, I know you can do it all on your phone and all that stuff, but you gotta have Wi-Fi. You gotta have all this stuff. But this just doesn't fail,
Yeah, it works.
Old switches, old school switches.
Dude, I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's
eat.
test drive this thing. I think there's only one spot we should go to.
Yeah,
Fire this thing up. Let's listen to
let's
it.
roll.
I don't know about you guys, but this is my favorite part of the show. Now we get to go test drive the vehicle that we just talked about. So, first off, sickest thing, you're driving an old truck. This is like what America's built on right here. Old, sick trucks, cruising to go get a burger with the boys. if you're a good-looking dude, you're cruising with your girl. This truck feels just old school. It's nice. The big fat steering wheel you got in your hands. Obviously, you guys know we roll old fast, so our steering wheels are, you know, not this big and a little bit thicker. But just the steering wheel right away. There's a little bit of play in the steering, which just gives it that touch. That touch of vintage. Most of this truck is modernized. Adjust it right out. You can sit it at the floor. You can also raise it and cruise it into a parking lot. And on top of it, you have the old school American bench seat. This is when you're cruising with your lady. When you're arguing, she sits all the way to the right side. But when you're chilling with her and everything's good and kosher, you just slide her over in the middle, you put your arm around her, just cruise, dude. God, dude, you're looking pretty cute right now, Darren. You're looking pretty cute right now. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Whatever. This thing's sick, dude. It's turbo 400 transmission. You can feel it. You can feel that it's a little sluggish. You can feel it's got a little slop in it. But the carburetor, with that flap, got a really good like throttle response. As soon as I touch the pedal, that thing opens up and it's ready to go. Let's let her eat real quick and see what she can do. This is the truck, dude. If money could buy a truck, an old school, nice cruiser, this is it, bro. Man, I'm so proud to call my brother my brother. Like, he's good. He's so good at what he does. Everything he touches turns into art. This truck is beautiful. Gunner, beautiful. I love it so much. Just put it in drive and let it go. As far as the brake pedals, they're kind of interesting because they go into the floor, kind of old school. But it's an assisted system, so the brakes are pretty snappy. Along with it having those big Camaro brakes in the rear and nice Camaro brakes up front. Gas pedal's really hard to miss when you go to stomp on it. Really hard to miss that thing, which I like. All the equipment in the world. Feels like I'm standing on the floorboard when I step on this thing, man. But like, in true old school fashion, some bags and some shocks. Dialed. Really, this truck just really motivates me to want to build a truck. What's cool is that Steven is into the 50s trucks. I think I need to build one. I don't know. What do you guys think? You tell me, should I build an old school truck? I love this freaking thing.
I'll never trust your girl with your best friend. 'Cause you'll be the one.
Alright, first of all, sick truck. The sickest. Freaking love you, beautiful truck. There's only one place, like I told you before we got in the test drive, there's only one place you gotta roll an old school truck to.
In and out, baby.
In and out. Thank you guys for watching. As always, stay safe, hold fast. We're going to eat. See you boys.